Hey guys, so I'm sitting here and I'm just working on my schedule, working on my calendar, and the Holy Spirit just began to really minister to me. I heard, "Are you listening?" And I said, "Well, yes, Father, I'm listening. I'm sitting here working." And he said, "I want you to consider something." And I was like, "Okay." And he kind of brought back the events of the last couple of days for me. Um, I am, you know, in a huge season of transition, and one of the things that I have been noticing during this season of transition is that I have not been able to keep silent. I've had to very much so overly communicate and know when to engage certain people and things and when not to. In doing so, I've had to actually be very direct and upfront with people. Not that I haven't been direct or upfront in the past, but um in more of a concise manner. Like, I don't allow anything to go unstated. And I was, really like, "Okay, Father, I don't want to seem like the combative person." And he said, "This isn't combative, this isn't confrontational. The same way that you as a woman have thoughts that kind of play on your insecurities is the same way that other people can easily be manipulated or led astray." So for example, I was feeling a little bit insecure because my husband's best friend was at our home, and I felt a little bit like, am I under scrutiny? Okay, I don't want him to feel a way about me, and then in him feeling a way about me, he speaks to my husband and it plants a seed. And so later that day, I ended up sharing with my husband that I do have this insecurity, and he told me, he said, "I'm glad that you shared that with me. It gives me a lot more perspective and insight into you." And I said, "Oh, okay, good." And so I went back and talked to the Father, and he was really ministering to me about, you know, safety and who I can trust and the different walls that we easily put up to protect our feelings. But also, he was ministering to me on how having walls up with your husband, that can expend a lot of energy, but then not being discerning about our friendships and other people, um, it's almost like very backwards. No, it is. It's not almost, it's very backwards. And so as I was talking to him and he was ministering to me on that, he was like, "This is a season where I need my children to be very fluid. I need you to embrace these moments. I'm here. I'm in a class right now and working on my schedule as this instructor is on break, right? My 3-year-old has been frustrated this afternoon. So I'm doing my class and I am doing that." And he gets in my spirit and he says, "Make this video." "With the baby in my lap, Father?" He says, "Yeah. You see, this the life doesn't stop. You can be in a situation where, you could have a lot to do and you could be not doing it because you're a mother or a wife. Life isn't going to stop. And if he told you to do it, he's going to see you through it. And you have to embrace every moment." So I embraced the moment. I literally couldn't. Oh, there it goes. He was holding that curl that was sticking out. So I wouldn't have been able to put this young man down if I wanted to. And I just had to do it. Sipping my water, sipping my coffee, doing it. And I've accomplished a ton. Sent a lot of text messages, worked on my calendar. And he said, "You need to look at where you are and what you can do and stop looking at what you can't do." And I said, "Well, I've embraced that a long time ago, Father." And he said, "Have you?" He said, "I need you to look at this weekend. Look at the conversation that you were able to have with Tanner. Look at the conversation you then in turn had with me." And I said, "Yes, I'm looking at the conversation that I had with you from that." And I said, "Why do my insecurities matter? Why do I feel like I don't want to look bad pertaining to Tanner's closest and best friends?" And the Father said, "Because that man is everything to you. And in marriage, you grow in love in different ways. you're in a season of really learning who you are as a woman. And as you're learning that there's things that you used to not care about. You thought you didn't care, but you do care. That's okay. These emotions, they're real. Each and every one of them. These changes, they're real. You change every day. The word says we grow from glory to glory, from grace to grace, from faith to faith. And we have to embrace it all. And so in embracing the seasons and embracing what I do have and what I don't have, what if someone says, hey, Tanner, I felt like she could have did this and this wasn't considerate. Would you get annoyed, or would you go and look and say, could I? While also making sure you tell him, hey, I don't think that anyone should be speaking on our marriage, you know? Not that that happened, but these are the scenarios I have played. And I feel like the Father allows me to walk through these scenarios because I have not always been so patient and loving and kind. Those are fruits of the Spirit that he has grown me in, right? And as he's grown me in these fruits, and it's taken time, he helps me in the growing in them, because I'm able to encounter these scenarios and these events before they take place. Not to speak that they would take place, but before they do, so that I can work through things and we can talk about them. One of my favorite things about birth is that it's not planned. You have a season. Yes, sir. Don't come.
Can I put on some clothes and ride my scooter to the trampoline?
We can put on some clothes. I'm going to finish this and I will put you some clothes on. Or I'll see if Dad can, because I am holding Gideon and he just fell asleep. Goodness, I lost my train of thought, but in remaining fluid, in learning these things, Abel, please don't rub your hands on my window, because then I have to clean it. Or you can help me clean it. Do you want to clean my windows? I know you don't want to, but you might have to. In recognizing that, like, fruit takes time, in recognizing that these conversations have to be had, it does, you know, give us a greater level of intimacy in our marriage and in our friendship, but also in allowing the Father to minister to me and remind me that I am real and I am a human, and there's going to be moments, there's going to be faults, and, you know, it makes you think like, okay, is there still some people-pleasing spirits attached to me? Do I need to work on that? Are there things that I do and don't know about my spouse that I could work on? Because I'm going to spend the rest of my life getting to know him.
Can you put new clothes on me?
Absolutely. Or Dad. And even it carries over to children too. So I'm going to end this because obviously I got to go help somebody, but I was what the Holy Spirit was really ministering to me on as I was sitting here, and it was great.